So, let's talk about the book of Second Kings. And trust me, this is not some dry, dusty history book. Nope. This is the dramatic final chapter for two kingdoms that are just hurtling towards their destiny. It's got everything: political backstabbing, incredible supernatural events, and it all boils down to one single burning question that ends up sealing their fate. And that burning question? It's right here. The prophet Elijah throws it at a dying king. I mean, wow. That one question just perfectly sums up the entire conflict of the book. Are they going to trust in their own God? Or are they going to look for help, for power, for security, somewhere else? Literally every single thing that happens from here on out, it all hangs on the answer to that. So you've basically got this epic showdown at the heart of the story. Think of it like a battle for the nation's very soul. In one corner, you've got the kings. They have all the political power, right? But more often than not, they're leading everyone down the wrong path. And in the other corner, you have the prophets. These are the messengers sent to stand up to the kings, to challenge them, and try to yank the nation back from total disaster. And the book kicks off with a bang, a really dramatic showdown. King Ahaziah of Israel has a bad fall, gets seriously injured. And what's his first move? He sends messengers to get advice from a foreign god. Well, the prophet Elijah isn't having any of it. He intercepts the messengers with a message of doom. The king, of course, gets furious and sends soldiers to arrest Elijah. Big mistake. 2 whole companies of 50 men are just consumed by fire from heaven. The third captain is smart enough to beg for his life. Elijah then goes and delivers the prophecy in person, and just like he said, the king dies. Right from page 1, we see that in this story, spiritual power can and will absolutely crush political might. Okay, so Elijah's story is coming to an end, and this leads to one of the most legendary handoffs of power you'll ever read about. The prophetic mantle is about to pass to his successor, a guy named Elisha. And with him, the story just explodes into this whole new era of miracles, and each one seems to top the last. So everyone knows Elijah's farewell is coming. He knows it, Elisha knows it. And Elijah, he just refuses to leave his master's side. And you gotta understand, this isn't just about loyalty. He knows he is about to witness something incredible, and he wants to be there to inherit that incredible spiritual power. And what a departure it is. I mean, it's unlike anything else. All of a sudden, a chariot of fire with horses of fire appears, and Elijah is just swept up into heaven in a whirlwind. This is not a normal death scene, right? This is a divine stamp of approval. It's this supernatural exit that just cements his status as a legend forever. And as he watches this happen, Elisha cries out. And what he's saying there is so important. He's not just being poetic. He's saying that Elijah, he was the nation's real army. He was their true defense. And now that he's gone, Israel has just lost its single greatest protector. And Elisha doesn't waste any time showing he's got the goods. The first thing he does, he takes Elijah's cloak, strikes the Jordan River, and parts the water, just like that. And from there, his work is just this explosion of miracles that affect everyone. He heals a city's water supply. He multiplies a widow's tiny bit of oil so she can pay off her debts. He cures Naaman, a foreign military commander, of leprosy. He even brings a woman's dead son back to life. I mean, he's literally conquering death. So you've got all these incredible miracles happening. But behind the scenes, the political situation is just falling apart, especially in the northern kingdom of Israel. It's getting ugly, and we're about to dive headfirst into a really brutal cycle of revolution and violence. And who's there to light the match? The prophet Elisha. He secretly sends someone to anoint an army commander named Jehu as the new king. And this isn't your average inauguration. This comes with a divine command: destroy the house of Ahab. It's a direct order for a bloody, total purge. He's supposed to wipe out the entire royal family. So Jehu, who's famous for driving his chariot like an absolute maniac, charges off to confront the current king, Joram. Joram sees him coming and asks, "Do you come in peace?" Jehu's response is just scathing. He basically says, "How can there possibly be peace as long as all the idolatry and witchcraft of your mother Jezebel is everywhere?" See, in Jehu's mind, this isn't just a political coup. This is a holy war. You can't make peace with that kind of evil. And Jehu's purge is, well, it's terrifyingly complete. That number you see, 70. That's how many of King Ahab's sons there were. The nobles in the capital got so scared that they executed all of them and sent their heads to Jehu in baskets. Talk about a gruesome way to pledge allegiance. But yeah, that's what consolidating power looks like back then.
You'd think this violent takeover would bring some kind of stability, but no. After Jehu's dynasty eventually fizzles out, the northern kingdom just plunges into total chaos. It becomes this revolving door of kings. Zechariah lasts 6 months, then assassinated. Shallum, 1 month, assassinated. Pekahiah, 2 years, assassinated. You get the picture. The nation is literally eating itself alive.
All right, so while all that chaos is happening up north in Israel, the southern kingdom, Judah, is on its own wild ride. It's a roller coaster of deep corruption, followed by incredible reform. And this all builds to one last, desperate, dramatic attempt to save the nation before it's too late. And I mean, talk about extremes. You have King Manasseh, who goes down as maybe the most wicked king in Judah's entire history. He's rebuilding altars to foreign gods. He sacrifices his own son in a fire, and the text says he filled Jerusalem with innocent blood. But then his grandson, Josiah, becomes the polar opposite. He's the nation's greatest reformer. He stumbles upon the long-lost Book of the Law, and it sparks this huge nationwide spiritual revival. And can you imagine that moment? The Book of the Law, lost for who knows how long, is finally read aloud to King Josiah. And his reaction is just pure horror. He rips his clothes in grief because he suddenly gets it. He understands just how far off the path they have gone, and he knows what the book says the consequences are for that kind of disobedience. So Josiah tries to make things right, but when he sends his officials to check with a prophetess named Huldah, the news is just crushing. She confirms his fears. She says that even though his heart is in the right place, the sins of the past have already sealed the deal. The disaster is coming. It can't be stopped. It's just too late. And from that moment of it's too late, the story just plummets. It's a fast, brutal slide straight to the bottom. All those warnings from all those prophets echoing for centuries, they're all about to come true in the worst way imaginable. First up, the Northern Kingdom. After centuries of ignoring the warnings, Israel is completely wiped off the map. The massive Assyrian Empire rolls in, conquers their capital city, and deports the people, scattering them all over the place. And they basically just vanish from history. You've probably heard of them, the lost tribes of Israel. And then it's Judah's turn. The Babylonian army, led by the infamous Nebuchadnezzar, surrounds Jerusalem. A siege begins. The famine inside the city gets so bad, it's hard to even talk about. The text says people resorted to cannibalism. Eventually, the Babylonians break through the walls. They burn the city, every important building, and they burn the Temple of Solomon to the ground. And the entire book of 2 Kings ends with this short, absolutely heartbreaking line. So Judah went into captivity, away from her land. That's it. After all those years, all those kings, all those prophets, it's over. The kingdom is gone. The people are dragged off to Babylon as exiles, and the land is left empty. So, when you step back and look at this whole epic story, all the prophets and kings, the miracles, and the massacres, what are you really looking at? Is it just a history of bad political decisions leading to collapse, or is it something else? The unavoidable, tragic, and perfect fulfillment of a prophecy made long ago.